Okay, so the glue up is done. I've taken out the clamps. Next thing I'm going to do is to plane these edges. They are going to look silky smooth, hopefully. There are a few things you could do at the beginning, like sanding the inside, because I still have the marks. They are pretty smooth, so I don't mind this. So I'll just use a eraser. But if I could have also used a plane to erase the marks. I'll also do some like mild sanding if I have a sandpaper in front of me. If not, I could do it later also. Like just mild sanding. This is 150 grit. I don't want that heavy. I have something milder here. This will do. Just like getting ready for my finish. Uh, I'm doing it right now because once I put the bottom, uh, the base, it may get a little bit difficult. So that's about it. It's fine. It doesn't look that bad. There is a little bit of glue spill over, it seems. Let me sign that. Okay. Now it's supposed to go this way. So what I'm going to do now is like to clean this up, like plane this smooth, and then we'll come to fitting the bottom, the base. So I have to plane this down. And what I have done in the meanwhile is like I have dimensioned like two pieces here. So the base would be I'll just have to choose like which side I want on the outside. So I wanted like 3/8 hanging on each side, and I will do a round over. Similarly, uh, the lid is almost the same, just that where I'm going to put the hinge, I want this to be flush. So we'll come to that later. First, let me plane the outside edges because once I put the base, it won't be that easy to do. So this is A, B. Yeah, I mean, I just have to either I have to remember like which side is what. This is the supposed to be the front. So once I erase it, I won't remember. Let me see. Like I can still change my mind. So take a sharp plane, shallow setting. I'm just feeling for the knobs, and also I want to see the grain direction. I'm not trying to go all the way through because this thing at the end will break. One thing that Paul Sellers does is like he puts a this thing in between, and he press like we press it hard, and then I will just so there is like a slight bulge on this side, and then it makes it easier so that it prevents me from I'm just trying to plane it until like I feel this like super clean. If I can remember this is the front side, all the better. The rag in a can does help. Yeah, I could come from the other side, but let me see this side. Unless it like I feel like it's staring too much, I could plane from this side also. couple of swipes from the center. I was trying to take off like before I reach this end. I'm happy with this. Let's see. Maybe a little bit more from this side. I see it's like okay. Nice dovetails and all. Same on this side. This looks pretty good. There is some of the savings. It's already looking very nice. I mean, I can take a call which one do I need on the front and which one on the back. There is no hard and fast rule. But I do remember this one I had initially thought to keep it on the front. Yeah, I'm just feeling with my fingers like until it feels like super smooth. I'm going against the grain. So a little bit more from the other side, just to remove this little bit of marks. I don't want to rely on sanding too much of sanding to clear these marks. Sanding is just to like create some abrasion for the finish of shellac. Now these edges are like really like short, so I just look for the grain direction. So this is like rising up, so I should be going this way. I'll put a backer board and just be planing from one side. So this is another piece of pine. I'll just it's okay, I can start with this thing like protruding, but I will tap with my hammer if I can find it. It's here. And now I can go all the way. This is good enough. very smooth. I did have a little bit of breakout on these dovetails at the base. Like, I'm just trying to be picky, but yeah, maybe like I hammered it too hard, possibly. They look fine. So there is always like scope for improvement. So you try to be happy with what. So I'm happy with what I'm able to achieve, even though like I try to better myself with every box I make. I'll be gifting this to someone, the kids. I don't know how it's going to be used, but it just makes me feel better if I put my heart into it. It feels very good. So here, so like all sides, they are like super smooth. What I will do is like I may forget, so I will just sand it a little bit so that it is all ready for the final finish. I'm not trying to round off the edges too much, just trying to break it off a little bit. This is like a well worn out like 220 grit, if I remember. Now I'm not going to sand these top surfaces because I'm going to level actually both sides. Actually, I see like a little bit of protrusion. I just have to decide like which is my, so definitely this is my base. I have to decide which one I need to, which one feel like should be on the bottom. Maybe this thing looks good, the one where I have the mark. And this is my drawer bottom. So I see I have to do some work here. So I clamp it. So this thing is protruding. Now I have to be oil rag in the can. Oiler really helps. So I have to really go slow. Always registering this either here or here. This is protruding. So first few strokes I can probably go all the way. Just being very careful because the moment it's smooth and it starts taking the saving of this piece, it's going to break off. But for now it's okay. Okay, now I need to be careful. So I'm just rotating this side. Again, this is protruding from that side. Ah, so I didn't go too hard because see this thing is hitting. So if I had, so I have to make sure that I clean up this side. It should be like, so this is like too much protruding. So maybe a couple of swipes like this. I think this is better. I register here and go this way. Okay. Now they all look smooth. So one thing I can try to do is like go all the way. Always registering. So what I like to do normally is, one thing I can definitely do is like use some winding sticks to see like how they are doing, but maybe I could just use my base, this one, to see if this is rocking or this is like very stable. The base is rocking, not the, okay. I can use my bandsaw top, tabletop, just to see like how it is rocking. I'll be back. Well, it wasn't too bad actually. The corners I'm holding, I felt like it was like a just a hair. I need to take these things off. Just a hair. It's not too much. Clean this first. I think this will be all right. Let me test it again. Not really. A little bit more. I could come from this side. Can't see. So normally this side, like I feel like it's pivoting on this one and rocking a little bit. Then these sides are high. So that's what I did. I should not see any pivoting right now, but I will just go and check. This looks all good. Now if there is some rocking, it would be because the base is not flat. I mean, as long as I can clamp it like with minimal pressure, it's all good. I can press with my hands and like get rid of all the gaps. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is try to eyeball this at the center. Let's see. Do the best I can, and then I will use a scale just to see how accurate I have been. This is like 516. Wow, not very good. Okay. This is 7/16. Wow, not going very accurate. Let's see. I'm not jit around. This is 6/16. So 3/8. That's what I wanted actually. Hmm. This is 3/8. I'm happy with that. This side. Doesn't have to be accurate. It's just like how it looks to the eyes. This is a hair over 3/8. 3/8. Just to make sure this thing 8. I'm just nudging it slightly, like tapping it. Oops, really much. Want it to be parallel. I think that's good as long as it feels okay. uh, Not always too easy. I mean, my stock may not be fully square, or like they may not be like accurate on every side. Hmm. It's worth taking a little bit of extra time on this. This looks pretty good, at least these sides. This also looks good. I get a feeling that my stock is may not be like the most square, so I think I'm okay with this one. So I'll just mark it like the internal corners, just like. Okay, and I will put like this one front F, this is back, so that I don't forget front, so that I remember it goes this way. What I'm going to do is like I'm going to round it off, because once I glue it I can't do that. Okay, so I have to put the marks, like I know I had like approximately 3/8 of protrusion on like from all sides. So those that's my, I don't want to plane beyond that line, so I want to like keep. Let me do it this way, let me clamp it. So those marking lines are just to help me make a note of like, I can't do this way. Okay, what can I do? What can I do? Okay. Hmm. So this will prevent it from moving around. I'm just trying to mark it like super, like faint, not too heavy. I don't need it. But I think I will let go of that. What's important for me is like I'm going to take like 1/4 of an inch. I'll just use my fingers as a gauge. This is like this 5/8 stock. I'll still go with like a 1/4 inch. Um, I'm just marking 1/4 inch, and then what I'm going to do, like on either side, I'm going to use my finger as a gauge, because it doesn't have to be super accurate, but you can get like pretty good accuracy with this. It just helps save so much on time. Hmm. Excuse me. So if I'm not too accurate, I can always come back and micro adjust. So this is like just to help me get in the ballpark when I'm planing. I'm doing the round over again. I'm remarking like the quarter of an inch on each side, because I felt like I was doing more on one side than the other. I can erase that and come back again. This thing is good. See, I could get it very accurate. It's very symmetrical, but not this one. I can erase that. You can always set the combination square. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm trying to build a habit, get my muscle memory going. Even if I have to spend a little bit of extra time on this, I think it's worth it. This is an area where I could afford to uh, falter a little bit, if I can say that. It won't matter the overall accuracy. Okay, now I also need to do it on this side. So quarter of an inch. I don't know, need to mark it, like get the scale again and again, but I'm just going to use that to make sure. So this is what I could do. I get, this is the quarter inch. I keep it like without changing. Pretty good. So I take the quarter inch again here. As long as I get into the ballpark, it's all good. I'm happy with that. So now, time to do the roundovers. This is super fun. Get some oil. I will set it a little bit deep. So 45 degrees, approximately 45 degrees this way, and this way. And I start with this side first, so that I should not get any breakouts if I'm doing it right. But even if I get it, when I do the long grain, that will be, it will be all good. I'm getting a feel for it. Now I'm changing the angle. Feel good about that. Now this side. I'm always watching at the gauge line. This is very good. Now normally, like, this is almost like a pretty good semicircle. Now what I should be doing, like, I can set the plane shallower and try to go with many passes and it will get smooth. But what I'm going to do, without setting my plane, resetting my plane, I mean, this looks so good already. I do the other side so that I don't have to set and reset the plane multiple times. So just like I had a very small breakout here because I was going too fast, I guess. But that won't matter. I'm saying that won't matter. This small breakout is because when I do the long grain, that's going to come off. So now I set the plane shallow. Too shallow. Little bit more. That's good. So with a deeper setting, it created many facets. So with a shallower setting, I could get rid of most of them. Okay, this is good. Next, what I do, I take a 150 grit sandpaper. So plain gives me a smoother finish, but there are like facets. Sandpaper will make it like smooth in the sense that it is going to get rid of the facets and it's going to get a uniform. Very good. Now a 150 grit. I was done with a 150, so I need a 250. This looks very worn out. This thing is done. Okay, I need a 220 grit. Let me see if I can find one. I'll try to be quick. I got a bag of sandpaper, but it had everything except 220. Okay. I'm sure I have it somewhere. I'm sorry for that. I wish I could edit that video. I'll try to. While I'm trying to find the sandpaper. There's my stock. Find. Let me take all my sandpaper to my place so that I can find what I'm looking for. There is my 220 grit, and I dropped a bunch of sandpaper on the floor. Okay, I'll just use that. I don't need this big. So, this thing is really nice, super nice semicircle. Same on this side, shallow setting. I'm not trying to find the facet, but I'm just trying to go over like mini passes. I could go a little bit deeper. This is good. 150 grit. 220. Nice. See, wonderful. Now I try to get the long edges. This is different, but I guess even simpler. Take a deeper setting. I don't have to worry about that angle anymore. Go straight. No fear of torn grains. Well, as long as I'm going with the grain, preferably. Nice. This is good. Let me do the other side before I change my plane setting. Shallow setting. Too shallow. Little bit more. Oh, this thing is blocking. Little bit more. Nice. Same thing. 150 grit. The plane is always giving me a smoother finish. The whole purpose of the sandpaper is to get rid of the facet. So in a way it gives that smooth curve, but not necessarily a smoother finish than the plane. Nice. $150. This is the last side for the base. I'm trying not to go like too low and round off that gluing surface. Nice. This feels so good. See, it's so smooth. Now I keep back my plane. By the way, this store I made with hand tools, thanks to Paul Sellers and Wood by Wright, James Wright. Paul Sellers, I always follow, and I broke the tote, and then I had to make one. Nice experience. It's not the perfect. It's a little bit bulkier than I would want, but it works perfectly, and it feels so nice that I made it. Now then, I did mark it. Which one is the front, back, the front and back? Okay, this way. Let me get my clamps, cam clamps. They just apply good enough pit pressure and adequate pressure. I have 6 of those. I may not need, but if I see more gaps, I won't hesitate to use those. Hmm. How much glue do I need? Very thin bead. It's long grain. It doesn't need too much. I say that because that's the fact, but I always end up applying more than I need to. I'm pretty sure I won't need more than that. Use my fingers. You can use a spatula, but finger works great. Just trying to collect the. There's more glue at this spot. I don't want too much squeeze out from the all sides, especially on the outer side and inner side also, because it's then hard to remove from the outer side. It looks ugly if I'm not able to get rid of that. I use the bench. I wipe my fingers from underneath the bench. That's more than enough glue. I look at my marks. I line up to the best I can. Hmm. I just sight by eye, nudge it a little bit just to make sure I get in the ballpark where I feel happy about it. Hmm. Then I just press it and hold it there for a second just to see it's not moving around, because it does. But once that glue gets a becomes tacky, what I'm going to do, I think it has like fair amount of hold, and I'm happy about like where it's located now. I don't want to mess with it too much. I just use my vise. I felt it move little bit. Yeah, it's moving. It did move. I didn't want like that. Let me try this way. I just want to hold it like to help me get my clamps in. At least a couple of those. Let me get this out just to see how I'm doing. That's fine. Couple more clamps. Normally with cam clamps, I need to apply pressure this way and then open the jaws. This one worked pretty good. Yes. Let me see, I'll just sight it, like if there are gaps, I will apply more clamps. I do see a gap here. Do I need more? I have more. I don't know, for some reason there seems to be like a gap here also. Maybe one of the clamps is not tight enough. If I need more clamps, I have to get the regular ones. I think one of the clamps either has a problem or I'm not doing it right. I will get a bar clamp. I'm just trying to sight it, like I think I will need something here. I don't see a gap, but let me get, just to be safe. Just trying to sight. Do I need more here? Okay. I know it's hard to I'm just going to leave it like that and see it next morning. Okay.